In 1974, a Swedish pop group nobody had heard of won the Eurovision Song Contest with a catchy song about Waterloo. The win launched ABBA into global superstardom. In 2013, a rapper named Macklemore beat Kendrick Lamar for Best Rap Album at the Grammys. Kendrick went on to become the most critically acclaimed rapper of his generation, win a Pulitzer Prize, and headline Super Bowls. Macklemore largely disappeared. So here's the question. Did winning the Grammy ruin Macklemore by making him peak too early? And did losing save Kendrick by keeping him hungry? I'm Oleg G. And today we're asking the most controversial question in the art world. Do awards actually ruin art? Because the evidence suggests that winning might be the worst thing that ever happens to some artists. Let's start with what awards are supposed to do. The theory is simple. Identify the best work, reward excellence, direct public attention toward quality, and inspire other artists to reach higher. Oscars, Grammys, the Turner Prize for Visual Art, the Venice Biennale's Golden Lion, the Booker Prize for Literature, all supposedly celebrate humanity's greatest creative achievements. But here's the problem. Awards aren't judged by God or some objective quality measuring machine. They are judged by committees of human beings with politics, biases, relationships, and agendas. And those committees inevitably shape what kind of art gets made. Here's how it works. Artists are smart, they watch what wins, they notice patterns, certain styles, certain subjects, certain approaches consistently win Oscars or Turner Prizes. So ambitious artists start making work that looks like what wins rather than following their own creative instincts. This is called award bait, and it's destroying creativity in every art form. In film, Oscar bait is so predictable it's become a genre itself. Historical drama? Check. Disability or addiction storyline? Check. Based on a true story? Check. Released in November or December? Check. Studios know this formula wins awards, so they fund these films over more innovative work. The result? Oscar winners often feel like the safest, most conventional films of the year rather than the most exciting. Before we go deeper, quick question. Can you think of an award winner in any art form that you think genuinely deserved it versus one that seemed completely wrong? Drop your examples in the comments. The visual art world has its own version of this problem. The Turner Prize in Britain, awarded annually to a visual artist under 50, is supposed to celebrate cutting-edge contemporary art, and it does generate enormous publicity. Winning instantly transforms an unknown artist into an internationally recognized name with dramatically higher prices for their work. But look at the pattern of winners: conceptual installations, politically charged work, pieces that generate controversy and debate among critics. Painters and sculptors who make beautiful, technically brilliant work rarely win. The prize has a specific aesthetic that it consistently rewards, which means artists who want to win make conceptual, politically engaged work rather than following different instincts. Tracey Emin's Unmade Bed, Damien Hirst's Shark in Formaldehyde, Martin Creed's Lights Going On and Off. These Turner Prize-associated works generated debate precisely because they challenged what art is supposed to be. But they also established a template that younger artists now follow to get attention and win prizes. The Venice Biennale, considered the most prestigious exhibition in visual art, operates through national pavilions where each country selects an artist to represent them. This immediately politicizes the selection. You're not just choosing great art, you're choosing art that represents national identity and impresses an international jury. Artists who want to represent their country at Venice start making work that seems internationally significant and nationally representative rather than personally authentic. If you're finding this video helpful, please hit like to help the YouTube algorithm push my videos to other art lovers. Want to support further? Check out my affordable membership options with exclusive perks, or simply use it to say thanks. And your support helps me create content like this every week. The Grammy Awards have a particularly troubled relationship with actual musical quality. The Grammys consistently reward commercial success over artistic innovation. Rock and roll was ignored for years. Jazz legends never won appropriate recognition. Hip-hop was dismissed and disrespected for decades. Albums that defined entire generations, Radiohead's Kid A, Frank Ocean's Blonde, Led Zeppelin's entire catalog, were overlooked while safer, more commercial work won. The Recording Academy, which votes on Grammys, consists of music industry professionals, producers, executives, session musicians, who tend to favor technically accomplished, commercially mainstream work over experimental or genre-defining music. The result is an award that consistently misses the most culturally significant music while rewarding what's already popular. Now, here's your second question. Should art awards be judged by industry professionals, by critics, by the public, or by some combination? Each system produces completely different results and different incentives for artists. Let me know your ideal system in the comments. Some artists have understood this problem and refused to play the game. Jean-Paul Sartre refused the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1964, saying awards institutionalize writers and reduce their freedom to be critical outsiders. He didn't want to become an establishment figure. David Bowie refused a knighthood twice, saying he didn't know what it was for and that honors had nothing to do with why he made music. Marcel Duchamp, whose Fountain we have discussed on this channel, essentially refused to participate in official art world systems his entire career. Those refusals are themselves career moves, of course. Refusing a major award generates its own publicity and reinforces an outsider image. But they point to a real tension. Accepting official recognition means accepting the authority of the institution giving the award, and that acceptance can subtly change how artists think about their work. The Oscar curse is real and documented. Multiple studies have shown that actors who win Academy Awards early in their careers often struggle to match that peak. The pressure to repeat Oscar-worthy performances makes them choose roles based on award potential rather than personal interest. They become cautious, conservative, strategic rather than creative and experimental. Meanwhile, actors who are nominated but don't win often have the best subsequent careers. The nomination gives them credibility and opportunities without the crushing pressure of having peaked. Glenn Close has been nominated for Oscars 8 times without winning, and her career longevity suggests this hasn't hurt her. Meanwhile, actors who won young sometimes disappeared into safe, uninspiring choices trying to protect their status. The streaming revolution has started disrupting traditional award systems in interesting ways. When Netflix, HBO, and Amazon started winning Oscars and Emmys, it challenged the theatrical release model that had structured film awards for decades. When viral TikTok artists started winning Grammys without traditional label support, it disrupted the industry relationships that had governed music awards. Social media has created alternative recognition systems that bypass traditional awards entirely. An artist can build a massive audience and cultural influence without winning any official prizes. YouTube creators, Instagram artists, and TikTok musicians have demonstrated that public engagement can validate work as effectively as jury prizes, sometimes more effectively. But social media recognition has its own problems. It rewards immediate emotional impact over complexity, virality over depth, accessibility over challenge. An Instagram artist who creates beautiful, instantly appealing images gets millions of followers. An artist making difficult, challenging work that requires sustained engagement gets ignored. This isn't better than traditional awards, it's just a different set of biases. The fundamental problem with all art awards is that they pretend to measure something that can't be measured. Artistic quality isn't objective. It's contextual, subjective, culturally specific, and time-dependent. Work that seems groundbreaking in one decade looks dated in the next. Artists who seem minor at the time of their death are sometimes recognized as geniuses generations later. Van Gogh sold one painting in his lifetime. Vermeer was forgotten for 2 centuries. Awards capture what a specific group of people valued at a specific moment in time. That's historically interesting, but doesn't necessarily tell us what's actually great. The Oscars' historical record of Best Picture winners includes films nobody watches anymore alongside genuine masterpieces. The Grammys' historical record of Album of the Year is a map of what the music industry wanted to promote, not what actually defined each era. If you're fascinated by how institutional recognition shapes creative culture and whether awards help or hurt artistic development, hit that subscribe button. Every week on Art Explained, Simply and Quickly, we explore how art and culture intersect with power, money, and human judgment. Final question: if awards shape what art gets made by rewarding certain approaches over others, are they actually limiting human creativity rather than celebrating it? Or do we need some system for identifying excellence even if it's imperfect? Because the alternative, no awards, no recognition systems, pure creative chaos, might be worse. See you in the next exploration.